Welcome to creating a project interest survey in Google Forms. This is Kara Kavakis with TeachingPlanet.net. I'm going to take just a few minutes to walk you through how to create this survey in Google Forms. To get started, you need to open Google Drive and then just click on Create. When you click on Create, there will be a pull-down menu, and from that just select Form, which will generate your first form. This is the basic form structure that you will encounter. Right here where the red arrow is pointing is where you will put the title of your form, and here's where the description goes. This section of the shaded peach is where you will put each individual question. The question title box contains the actual question you'll be asking, and the help text will allow you to clarify the question if it needs it. The pull-down menu for question type will allow you to choose from various different types of questions like text-based questions, paragraph text, also multiple choice, and we will go into these in more detail a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and create a sample question right now, and I'm going to make sure that I'm doing a checkbox type of question so we can see what that one looks like. You can see I've already added a title. This is going to be a group project survey, and a description of my form explaining why we are collecting the data. And now I'm going to enter my question title. I'm going to ask the students which of these topics is of most interest to them. And then with the help text, I'm going to ask them to select their top 3 choices. I've also gone ahead and added the first option for them to choose from, the shifting habitat of the Florida panther. And next I'm going to go ahead and add the other topics they can choose from. Now you can see I've added all of my question responses that they may choose from. I've asked them to select 3. And now I'm going to go ahead and click on Done and require the students to answer this question by marking that small checkbox. And let's see what we get. As you can see, my form now has 5 separate checkboxes that they can mark in order to indicate their interest in the topic. Now, checkboxes aren't the only types of questions we can ask in this survey. You can ask text questions where they type in their answers. Paragraph text gives them much more space. Multiple choice is a typical multiple choice format. Checkboxes we've taken a look at. Choose from a list allows them to have their own pull-down menu. Scale allows for them to rank objects. And then finally, there's grid. And let's take a look at a question that uses the grid question type. For this grid, I'm asking them what would they like to do in the group project? What role would they like to have? So I've given them 5 different options, and I've asked them to label them as their first, second, or third choice. Again, when I'm completed entering all this information, I click on Done, make it a required question, and here's how the question turns out on the form. You can see they're the radio buttons that they can choose from. Now once I have this form completed, I can go ahead and send it out to my students, and I can either manually enter their addresses or I can choose them from their contact list if I already have them entered into my Gmail account. When they receive this email, the title of the form will be in the subject line, and inside the message will be the form description that I typed in. I also have the option of including the form in the email itself, and students do not need to log into Gmail to answer this form. You can send it to any email address whatsoever, and they will have access to it without needing a Gmail account. And when I go back to Forms and click on the completed survey, I can actually pull up a spreadsheet of the results. And here you can see the 3 people who have responded already and their results. Now, spreadsheets are great for information, but it's important to notice that no user identification is included. Unless you're sending specifically to Gmail accounts, it does not record who answered the survey. This is more for using patterns so you can see what the most popular choices are, what the least popular choices are, etc. And again, spreadsheets are great, but how about some graphical results? By clicking on the Form button, you can actually show a summary of the responses and pull up summaries such as this one. This one shows me that the most popular topic amongst my students who replied was the third one, the potential effects of climate change on wheat production in the U.S. You can also see which ones we're not that interested in, and so I can make some adjustments based on that information. I also pulled together their summary of the group roles that they would like to perform, and I'm happy to report that in their first choice, I have 3 separate choices. So that means if these 3 were to be grouped together, each one would get their first pick of what their group role would be. Now this is just one application of Google Forms that I wanted to show just to show some of the basic steps involved, but it would be great to use it to collect data, to see areas of need, what students need help with. There are so many ways we can implement Google Forms. And for more information, here's the address to learn about forms, and visit me at teachingplanet.net. Thanks very much.